Hi, this is Mika, and welcome to Leap Taken. Here at Leap Taken, I talk about all things craft related, witchy, law of attraction, manifesting, esoteric, and everything else in between. So, today I just want to answer a question. Are you a real witch? um, and also to help you answer that question for yourself, not necessarily to argue a point to somebody else, but when you're starting to question yourself, or maybe you're getting questioned by some other people, and it makes you think, am I a real witch? Anyway, so just want to ask ahead of time if you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button, that would be great. Um, I'd love to have you as someone who is subscribed to my channel because I'm building content. I'm super excited about doing these videos and just Leap Taken overall because I love talking about these topics. I love writing about them. If you check me out at leaptaken.wordpress.com, you'll see even more information, kind of delving more into the esoteric and into law of attraction over there. But here, I like to get down and dirty with the witchy topics. And then I have another channel, Leap Taken Vlog, and that's sort of the counterpart to the blog where I write over at WordPress. So anyway, on to the subject at hand. All right, so are you a real witch? First thing I would ask of myself is, do I believe in my own magic? But before I can answer that question, I have to be honest. Do I even practice magic? Am I doing any magical spells? Have I cast any spells in the last few months? Um, am I actually engaged and involved in witchcraft, or am I just saying I am? So, in order to, be honest with yourself. So, in order to say if you believe in your own magic, you have to honestly be practicing magic, right? So, in my case, because I'll answer for me, yes, I'm practicing magic. And then one could argue, well, are those the magic that you practice, does it work? Because if it's not working, maybe you're not a real witch. And to that, I would say you're still a real witch. Maybe you haven't found what your talent is or what your power, so to speak, is, where you excel as far as in practicing magic. For instance, candle magic's my jam, herbal magic, um, anything to do with probably protection magic, things like that. All the things that kind of make me gravitate to cottage witchery is basically my strong points, which is kind of a little bit of everything. And there's still more room for me to grow. There's still more for me to learn. I'm continuously learning new things. I like to read. I like to watch others, hear what others have to say, read about other people's experience and things that are working for them. So I'm definitely, always open, which is also a very positive thing. Hold on a sec. Anyway, so yeah, that's the thing. So do I believe in my own magic? Yes. And I'm sorry if there's outside noise. They're the landscapers, lawn people are outside. I didn't. They just got really close to the house. I didn't realize that. I thought they were in the front. But anyway, yeah, I believe in my own magic. I believe in my spells because you kind of need to for them to work. I believe in the charms, the incantations, the blessings, the whole kit and caboodle. I believe in my stuff and what I can do. I believe I can actually manipulate energy to my will. I believe I can make change. Um, so, yes, I do. So, get to the point where you can, when you just think about it like that. Now, if your stuff, again, if your spells, seriously, if your spells aren't really working out as best as you plan, maybe you need to kind of get a reading to find out a little bit more. There might be a very good reason for that. It might not be what you think it is. Maybe there's some outside influence, maybe from a spirit, a deity, God, ancestors, or whatever. They're trying to get your attention and they're blocking you. It could be for a very good reason, not because you're going to do harm to yourself or to someone else, but maybe there's something they want your attention for some reason. You might want to find that out. Or it could be just you, something in you blocking it. Fear, that's a big one. You have your own fear that you have not dealt with about the whole concept of magic and witchcraft and all of that. So you haven't broken that down enough to effectively practice magic. So again, coming back, do you believe in your own magic? Well, sort of, if you kind of fit that situation. Um, I just want to say this. It's okay if sometimes this gets scary. Even for those who've been practicing for a little bit and you've kind of just been in the new age, circle for some time, it's perfectly okay if some things kind of, get a little scary because it's based on your current knowledge and what you know. What I would just say is this: if that's your first reaction, that's okay. Um, I would still learn a little bit more before I just, because of the way people are dressed or how they talk or, um, things you see online where people represent as this thing that they practice or this type of magic that they practice. Maybe find out a little bit more, find a different resource, and just study up a little bit. It could just be for your personal knowledge. I think because you follow witchcraft, you should be knowledgeable, not just in your magics, obviously in your own, because you want to, be good at it. But you should just have a breadth of knowledge and on the topics of everything under witchcraft, in my opinion. Um, which goes into my next thing. So, are you a real witch if you're just sort of going through the motions? Meaning, at some point you were hot and heavy with your witchcraft, you were practicing spells, you were involved. But after a while, it kind of lost its flavor. You're not against it, you don't hate it, it's fine. You're not trying to invalidate witchcraft entirely. It's just that you're not really engaged anymore. You just don't feel like you're not inspired. Um, to that, I would say maybe get in the habit of paying attention to the moon cycles, the lunar phases, cycles. That would be a great way to do kind of, some witchy light stuff. Just to get engaged. And honestly, an app on your phone would easily just tell you that, what's going on. Use the app, and a lot of apps, I think they even tell you that through notifications, it's possible. Or you could set up reminders so it comes up. Just sit there that one time, set up the reminders, and then they populate for you so you won't forget. Pay attention to those, and then do a little something on those dates. For instance, a full moon. It might just be simple as thoughts. Maybe you're not doing anything with candles and herbs and incense and smokes and all this other stuff. Maybe it's just, um, I said smokes, incense. Anyway, the smoke of the incense. But maybe it's just, I don't know, when you're cooking, you're just putting your positive energy for all that you want to abundantly bring with this full moon phase. And it's just 3 stirs and that's it, you're done. But you did it on the full moon. You see? Just a little bit to kind of bring you in. And also, it helps you to be aware of the other energies around you. We say people get crazy on the full moon. Lunatic, lunar. um, yeah, there's something to be said for that. It affects us differently. It affects the oceans. Obviously we're mostly made of water, so obviously it's going to affect our emotions. Emotions are tied to water. So it's going to affect us as well as humans. So be mindful of that because you might be able to use that energy to your will, to what you need to get done. And that's not to say something negative. I mean, you can play on that energy so you can get the things that you want or you desire or avoid. Okay, the other thing is, again, set on your calendar, on your app, on your phone, or use an app so you just get little reminders about any kind of pagan holidays that are coming up. It's not so much that you are performing large rituals, because if you're not really inspired, you're not really engaged, most likely you're not going to create and carry out a ritual. So it's more about you just being in the know and being knowledgeable, not to beat yourself up over it, not to feel guilty, not to keep questioning, well, I'm not even a real witch because I'm not doing anything on this day. Anything you do witchy is good enough for where the phase you are right now. So Halloween, or Samhain, if you wanted to, that rolls around, for instance, and you didn't plan on doing anything. Maybe it's just a matter of just wearing um, a costume, that's something that looks kind of witchy, or again, there's black candles available for sure, at all the craft stores, and maybe just lighting one with a certain intention for that phase, and to welcome in shadows and spirits or something like that, the good kind. Just little small intentional things you can do. And my favorite things on these holidays that you could do no matter what. Beltane is coming up, and just you can have a glass of wine, and it's sacred. You can make it sacred, but it just takes a couple moments and a little bit of thought to do so. And as you drink, you just have certain intentions about the wine that you're drinking, what it means in relation to the holiday. Hopefully, you get that. So again, those are just little things you can do. Um, and then the other thing, as far as to, are you a real witch? If you think you are, if you believe you are, and I don't. What's a fake witch? Someone who doesn't believe they're a witch, or who are lying to other people. They don't believe they actually practice witchcraft, or they don't, but they're just telling people. I guess that would be a fake witch. But if I'm really telling you I'm practicing, and you see it, it looks like I'm practicing. You've witnessed certain things that I've done. Now, whether or not they work, as far as I'm concerned, you're concerned, those are two different things. But you see me practicing. Well, if I'm practicing witchcraft, that probably makes me a witch. So, yeah. Am I a real one? Well, I'm practicing magic, so yes. Which goes back to my original thing, if you're not practicing. I believe that if you are not practicing any sort of magic, and you're still calling yourself a witch, I would wonder, what are you doing that you now think, why are you a witch? Because practicing magic is not, again, just always about casting spells. It is part of it. Practicing magic is everything from your intentions to doing shower ritual spells, where you know, are cleansing. Is meditating on some level. It's astral projection. There's so many things that are considered magical. It's tarot cards. It's all that sort of stuff. So if you're doing all of that, then yeah, I can understand that. Because I know there are people who, after they've been practicing witchcraft for a while, they don't cast anymore. They don't feel like they have to. They feel like they've kind of evolved, and it's more about just putting the energy out just with their mind and their emotions, and aligning with it, and they get what they want. They can still affect change, which is, again, going back to law of attraction and using universal law, which is part of the law. Law of attraction is one of the universal laws. But it sort of feeds into all of that. Um, One could say they ascended. I don't know. I talked about this a while ago. I like the props. I like the witchy tools. I think it's great when you use both. They help you to stay focused. That's awesome if that's what they can do. But I like the tools. I like the stuff. I like having my tarot cards. I like my incense. I like having my candles, my oils, my various herbs. Um, yeah, I like this stuff. So it for me, it aids in practicing. I like the ambiance of it all. It takes me to a certain place where I'm able to cast and practice magic, or do whatever I'm going to do effectively. I feel more in tune and more aligned when I'm using more of this stuff. Um, but if you, whatever you're doing, if it's working for you, you're a real witch. You're a real one. So yeah, I just wanted to just talk about this briefly, answering if you're a real witch. Yes, if you say you are, you're a real witch. That's really all that matters. If you think you're a real witch, then you are. If your spells are not working, it doesn't mean you're not a real witch. It means your spells aren't working. I mean, if I'm doing anything and I'm not doing it well, it doesn't mean I I'm not, maybe I'm just not good at right now at that thing. I need to work on it. Doesn't mean I'm not the thing. And I hope that made sense. But thank you for watching. This is Mika with Leap Taken. And go ahead again, one more reminder, please go ahead and like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have, again, thank you very much. All right, bye.